Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Upkick MMA episode 499. I am Brendan. All right, UFC Fight Night Whitaker versus DeRitter. This is the Abu Dhabi fights that just took place. We're going to talk about the prelims here. Okay, it's going to be Bryce Mitchell versus Saeed Nurmagomedov. We're going to talk about that fight. We're going to kind of break down how it went, talk about the scorecards on that one, talk about scorecards on all the fights on the prelims here. Quite a few fights to get into, so let's get started. If you like this kind of thing, subscribe to the channel. That way the next video is coming out, and I'd really appreciate it. Let's talk about Bryce Mitchell. I don't think the UFC likes him because I think his, I know they say no publicity. There's no such thing as bad publicity, but Bryce Mitchell is a different breed of bad publicity. He doesn't, okay. All right, how do I put this? Because I normally don't like getting into these things because I think I just want to talk about the stuff that happens in the cage on these episodes. I don't do a lot of stuff outside of this. But I think it's worth mentioning just based off of you can just tell the commentary. They really were pushing Nurmagomedov, and they're talking about how this was a close round. We'll mention it when I get to the second round. Oh, that's a hard round to score. No, it's fucking not. It was not a hard round to score. Not even a little bit. There are fighters who commit actual crimes, right? Heinous acts. You can grade them on your curve, right? Whether you think certain things are worse than others, certain laws that are broken are more egregious than others. You judge them however you see fit. If you find yourself in that position and you want to apply judgment to another human being, you're more than welcome to do those things. Free country, I'm not going to tell you what to do. My point is, Bryce Mitchell hasn't done all that, right? He's not punching people. He's not crashing his car. He's not getting in trouble with the law. He's not doing drugs. He's not doing any of that. He just has a countercultural view of things. He's very loud about it. He's very critical of other people, and he's very critical of other governments, of our own government. He's very critical of a lot of stuff, right? So, it's a different kind of bad publicity. I don't know if I know he's not the first fighter to be like this, so it's fine. But what I'm saying is, I don't think the UFC has an easy of a time dealing with a guy like Bryce Mitchell as they do with a guy like Conor McGregor or John Jones, right? Where their popularity outdoes everything that they do outside the cage. I don't know. Sorry, that was a little mini rant. It just, like I said, we'll talk about it when we get into the fights, into the fight scoring and commentary, but they just did not give a shit. And you could tell afterwards, they're like, oh yeah, whatever, moving on. They have no love for this guy. Not saying I do. I'm just saying you could just tell. Mitchell was trying to pressure him, and Nurmagomedov landing the clean hands, the low kicks. He's Mitchell's kind of landing kicks, but he's taking shots when he gets in range. And I don't know. It just seems like Mitchell wasn't going to be able to do what he wanted to do. Mitchell gets the body lock, slams him twice, but Nurmagomedov able to get right back up. Mitchell needs to throw something on his feet because the only thing he's done in this round is hold him. Right? He hasn't done any damage. Nurmagomedov landing a knee. Bryce drops for he actually gets knocked down. Mitchell tying him up on the ground eventually with 20 seconds left, getting back up. But Nurmagomedov outstruck him 17-10. Definitely won this round, outdamaged him. It just looked like, so I wrote this down. I was like, Mitchell needs to keep the pressure on and hope for a cardio break. He needs to hope that Nurmagomedov starts to break. And I've talked about this with everybody from that camp. They all have the same problem when it comes to grappling. If they don't get the takedown or the semi-takedown, the hip ride, and able to relax in that top control position, they all have cardio issues. Every single one of them. Okay, this doesn't mean that this is unusual or that they're bad at what they do. No. It's just they have a certain way of fighting, and when it doesn't go that way, you could tell they all have cardio problems. It's happened to everybody from that camp. Mitchell getting the clean double leg, avoiding the guillotine, getting right into side control, going for an arm attack, like the far side arm attack, the Kimura straight arm bar type of thing. Mitchell going for subs, but not much damage with those knees from Nurmagomedov. He gets back up, but man, he looks tired. he looked tired. So knees. Mitchell was landing some knees to the thigh while they were on the ground, right? So he was landing shots while they were down there. And Mitchell was able, right when they got back up, Mitchell was able to drag him back down, partially take the back, and Nurmagomedov just can't hold top and ends up on bottom again. They said it was a tricky round to score. What was tricky about it? He got controlled for 4 minutes instead of his control for 50 seconds. He got out. The significant strikes were 3-1. Yeah, there were 31-10 as far as strikes go, but that's nothing. There's nothing in this round to score for damage. You're just talking about control. So what's tricky to score about this? There's nothing tricky. The only thing that's tricky is the fact that you don't want to talk about Mitchell doing well, and you're like, well, and you're overseas where Nurmagomedov should be he's the fan favorite. So you're like, oh, well, he should be winning, but he's not. Like, Nurmagomedov was supposed to win this fight. He did not. Last round, Mitchell presses right away, gets to the body lock, and then Mitchell, he just gets him down. Nurmagomedov grabs the fence with his toes multiple times. Like, he's not just pushing on the fence or, like, his toes enter the cage. That can happen, and, it happens. But he was grabbing with his toes. He was using his toes to grab the fence and pull himself up. He did it multiple times, and then eventually that broke Paul Felder, right? All of the goodwill that Nurmagomedov could have had, Paul Felder lost all of it. And he was just like, nope. Nurmagomedov grabbing the fence with his toes again. He's like, I can't even watch this. This last round, yeah, no significant strikes from Bryce Mitchell. 2 for Nurmagomedov. Do you think that much damage outdoes the 4 minutes and 10 seconds or 11 seconds that he was on his ass? Nope. He didn't do anything. Like, he didn't do enough damage. Like, effective grappling, who was closer to finishing this fight in this last round? Was Nurmagomedov anywhere near finishing this fight? No. And then looking at the scorecards, all 3 judges had it the same way. Yep, that first round of Nurmagomedov and the second 2 rounds to Bryce Mitchell. That's the right call. All right, we don't have to break this one down because it did not go very long. Muslim Salikhov versus Carlos Leal. Leal finally gets a break, right? He's finally gets that win, and he's like, after getting robbed in his against Rinat Fakhretdinov again overseas. Man, that sucks. Like, he gets robbed in his first UFC fight. Finally gets a win. Gets a win over Alex Morono. Big win for him. And then comes in here and gets starched. Leal with the pressure. Salikhov catches him on the way in, and that's the end of it. He ended it with a right-hand counter. That was it. Nothing to it. Leal just folds. Salikhov's good, man. It's a bummer for Leal that he has to run into this shit. Davey Grant versus Damon Blackshear. I am surprised by Grant every single time he fights. I was like, Blackshear is going to be able to put the pressure on him. Probably going to be able to get him down, do something with it. Fuck. I mean, that first round, maybe. But no, dude. So Grant's shuffling his way into range, looking to set up that right hand, landing the low kicks on the exits. Blackshear gets that clean double leg with the second effort. Grant did a good job of getting up, but Blackshear with the follow, gets him down again, takes it back. Blackshear falls off the back, goes for the arm bar, ends up on bottom for the last 20 seconds. So I was like, this round, all grappling exchange, 3-2 for striking numbers in favor of Grant. Blackshear won this round, and I was like, okay. I was like, this is what I expected, right? And then that is just not how the fight went. It was crazy. Grant going to the body with that right hand, still kicking to the legs. He's doing a good job of keeping his strikes low, going to the body, keeping his hands low to stop the takedowns. Blackshear looking to stay on the outside, looking for an entry, like a takedown entry or maybe a big right hand. But he just waited a lot, He was sitting on the outside, being patient, and he was just waiting for his moment. And Grant just kept swinging from the hip, going to the body, coming up top, kicks and big hooks. And Blackshear wanting to land something significant, but anytime he opens up, he eats a bigger shot from Grant. And Blackshear just standing there after throwing kicks and stuff. Like, he's just standing there, not exiting well. And Grant outstruck him 29-17. I had it 19-19 going to the third round. And then Blackshear, he needs to go for the legs, right, and keep pressure on, or he's just going to keep getting pushed back and made to pause too much, because that's exactly what happened in the second round. The leg kicks made Blackshear change stance, and he took, now he's looking to load up because he can't move that well. And then Blackshear in deep on a takedown, and you're like, okay, all right, he's going to take him down. Nope. Grant fights him off. He fails on another takedown, and then Grant starts to punish the cardio, right? He swinging wide, landing those low kicks. He wants the finish bad, but man, Blackshear really tried his hand at the trading near the end to try and do something, but he got the worst of that too. Grant just looked great. 34-14 for striking numbers. There should be no surprises on the scorecards here. Yeah, all good. Yeah, 29-28 is impressive. Really good. Looked really good. All right, Amanda Ribas versus Tabatha Ricci. Tabatha Ricci. Good grief. Ribas looked huge. Ribas countering with the jab, trying to avoid those hooks from Ricci, but Ricci's finding the mark early. Like, she's moving into range, she's landing. Ribas getting the head and arm toss, putting Ricci down, slamming her down to the ground. They get back up, nothing with it. Ricci was using a ton of energy just to keep her against the fence, land those shots in tight. The ref separates them because Ricci isn't doing anything. At range, Ribas can touch her up, but Ricci was doing a good job of getting in tight. It looked like Ricci was, doing better. Like, just for the lack of, detail here, she was just doing better. And then Ribas started landing those shots on the outside, keeping her away. I think Ribas made up the damage at the end of the round, and I think Ribas won this first round. She outstruck her 22-14. It was relatively close as far as the damage goes, but I feel like Ribas did enough. Second round, Ricci landing early with the hooks, and Ribas keeping her head in there, but she's not exiting clean every time. She keeps her head up. She doesn't exit clean. She gets caught, and Ricci keeps her against the cage, lands this elbow multiple times, and then she lands right inside the eye with the point of her elbow, and Ribas drops. She just gives up. Impressive win from Ricci here. Impressive win. Mike Bell gave that first round to Ribas, and Saul D'Amato and Clemens Warner gave it to Ricci. Yeah, I don't know if Ricci's ever going to be a champion. If you put a gun to my head, I'd say no. But she's able to get wins against decent competition. Ibo Aslan versus Billy Elekana. This fight was bad. Very bad. Okay, so let's look at the striking numbers first. 10-8 in favor of Elekana, 10-8 in favor of Elekana, and 15-12. And you're like, must have been a lot of grappling in here. Whole lot of control time, huh? No, zero. Zero control time. Not even 1 second of control time. No cage control, no grappling exchanges, no takedowns. I don't even know if there's a takedown attempt. There was. Elekana, oh, that's right. He did that those half-assed attempts. He did one in the first round, 2 in the second round. There was nothing. So you may be asking yourself, how do we get 10-8, 10-8, and then 15-12 for striking numbers in these rounds? Whole lot of nothing. Whole lot of measuring, right? I'm just going to sum up each round because it's not worth breaking down, right? His first round, you could give to either person. I saw it for Elekana. I felt like he landed those low kicks. I feel like we're doing more damage than anything else. Sorry, not the low kicks. Aslan was landing the low kicks. Elekana was landing the snapping kicks to the stomach. Those were good, and he landed more shots to the head. So I like watching this fight. I gave this first round to Elekana. Second round, same thing. I wrote down, I feel like he did slightly more in this round, and this is boring. And that's exactly what happened. He won this round as well. So I had it 20-18. And then this last round, Aslan's digging the kicks to the body, up the middle. He's going up top. Now there's a little bit of offense. And then both guys are just like, both guys were like 75% defense this entire fight. Right? It was a real chore to watch. Elekana landed a nice 1-2, big shots. I gave him a third. I had it 30-27 for Elekana. Ben Cartledge gave that second round to Aslan. That's understandable. Mark Collette and Anders Olsen gave it 30-27. Yeah, it just boring fight. We need to move on past it. It's not fun to watch. Let's talk about a fight that was fun to watch. Stephen Nguyen versus Mohammad Yahya. Good God. Yahya is tough. Anytime you say that, like if you say a guy, man, the guy's got a crazy chin, that means he gets hit a lot. And that's what happened here. Dude, and he took some blows, but he fought back, and this was fun to watch. Nguyen lands a huge right hand, puts him down almost immediately. Right away. Nguyen comes across. Nguyen catches a kick, lands a lead left hook, drops him again. Okay. Yahya is getting stuck on the fence, and anytime he throws, he's either missing completely or, he's going off the guard. He's not landing well, and he's just getting dropped. And I was not embarrassed, but I was like, ugh, I was like cringing. I was like, this fight is not going to go well. A big right hand puts Yahya down again. A counter to the flying knee, and a left hand puts Yahya down again. Yahya throwing some crazy shit with the spinning elbow, spinning kick, and another spinning elbow or spinning back fist. They partially land. I was like, okay. Another left hand right on the chin, drops Yahya. Good God. They credited him with 5 knockdowns in this first round. It should have been 6. A counter to a flying knee, and Yahya puts him down. Yahya gets put down again, somehow makes it to the end of the round. This was a 10-8. If you don't give this a 10-8, you were not fucking paying attention. Second round. Bisping's criticizing the ref for not stopping it. I would say rightfully so, but he's criticizing, and as he's saying this, he goes, now Yahya could make a comeback, and that would be incredible. And as he says that, he's like, not even like 3 seconds later, Yahya lands a big fucking right hand and staggers Nguyen. They trade big shots. Yahya gets dropped again with the right hand. Nguyen now has the knockdown record, 6 in a fight. Nguyen keeps engaging in the guard and not wanting to let Yahya stand up. I think Nguyen realized if I let him stand up, it can be 50-50. It's probably about 80-20. But he landed that 20. Like, Yahya landed that shot this round. So Nguyen is like, let's just keep it down here. Yahya is still throwing, taking the right hands over and over. Nguyen gets another knockdown, and 10 seconds left. Yahya makes it, but they should stop it from the eye, and that's what happened. Dude, his eye was so busted up. It was so bad. I gave that first round a 10-8. Second round was a 10-9. I didn't have it a 10-8. That's how everybody saw it. Good. For the love of God, good. Need to see a man die to give a 10-8 out usually. Fun fight to watch. Go back and watch it. It's a little cringy when you first start. It's like, this guy's getting the shit kicked out of him. But it was fun in the end. Martin Buday versus Marcus Buchecha. This also not a great plan. Just not a good fight. Buday runs across the cage throwing nothing. He's just weird. He just runs across the cage and doesn't really throw anything. It's a very strange start to the fight. Buchecha fails on the first takedown. He failed a lot on takedowns. His takedown attempts, he was 0 of 6 in the first round, 1 of 1 in the second round, and then 0 of 4 in the third round. Buchecha keeps his head on the center as he throws punches to nowhere. Fails again on a takedown. He's just throwing the punches out there to stay active up top to kind of distract Buday so he can go for a takedown. It just was not working at all. Like I said, he was 0 for 6 in this first round. Buday pressuring, not landing much. Buchecha isn't really throwing well either, so kind of sloppy. And here's the thing. Buchecha was content to stay on the feet and swing, and he's able to land. But, he was able to keep him against the fence for a bit. Buchecha might have landed more in this round. It was pretty close. It was 19-19 for striking numbers here. I gave this round to Buday because of the pressure, and I felt like the damage was relatively even if Buchecha outlanded him. Right? The pressure was the difference maker in this one. Buday should win this round, so I had a 10-9. Second round, Buchecha finally able to get a takedown. Buchecha threatening with the Kimura. Buday goes to get his hips away, and then they scramble a bit. Buchecha does a great job staying on top, getting to the back, ground and pound as Buday turtles. Buchecha falls to his back. Maybe he's tired, I wrote. Buchecha did way more damage in this round for sure. It says he only landed 3 significant strikes. That doesn't seem right to me. I had this for Buchecha. Yeah, 9-3 does not seem right. Buchecha, so I had it 19-19 going to the third round. Buchecha looks tired, so tired. Buday was able to go back to how it was in the first round. You know, walking him down, not throwing much, but Buchecha isn't either. He's just sitting there. This is not interesting to watch. You know, Buchecha like getting on top, getting to the back. That was fun, but then Buchecha falls off with 20 seconds left, and he's going to lose this round. I mean, if you gave that first round to Buchecha, you could have it, but if you look at the scorecards, they should all give it the same way. 10-9-10. Yeah. So Mike Bell, Ben Cartledge, and Sal Diamato gave all 3 gave Buday the first and last round. Makes sense. Kind of boring. Yeah, there was a dud of a start to the card, and then it ended okay. If you missed this, I wouldn't recommend going back to watch it necessarily. There's some fun stuff on there, but, you know, maybe keep it on the background. There's nothing to blow my skirt up on this one. All right, that's it. I appreciate y'all for stopping by. Subscribe to the channel if you like this kind of thing. That way, next video's coming out. And if you like this video, hit the like button. Appreciate y'all. Have an amazing week. Peace. Love y'all.